Okay, so we are up to our next strategy for human resource management. It's looking at recruitment. As you can see, there is a video attached to this introductory PowerPoint. Recruitment is the process of finding and hiring the best qualified candidate. This can be from within or outside the organisation for a job opening in a timely and cost-effective manner. The recruitment process includes analysing the requirements of a job, attracting employees to that job, screening and selecting applicants, hiring and integrating the new employee to the organisation. A poor selection process can actually lead to increased costs and lower productivity by increasing, among other things, training costs. If poorly qualified staff are selected, obviously it's going to take a bit longer to get them trained up to where they need to be. Job dissatisfaction, lower performance, industrial unrest, labour turnover if the business or the job does not meet the expectations of the candidate selected. The absenteeism rate, if staff feel inadequate for the job or the business or they feel excessive work pressure. Accidents or defect rates. So if we're producing a particular good and the person making it's not that great, obviously it will be defective. Fines, if inappropriate or untrained staff are selected, so if it goes against any industrial relations policies. Claims of discrimination if the process is not undertaken appropriately. So that means making sure that following any anti-discrimination legislation, equal employment opportunities, etc. Okay, so recruitment can be internal or external. Internal recruitment is the assessment of an employer's current staff to ascertain if any current employees are sufficiently skilled or qualified to perform required job vacancies. Employees may be able to apply for a promotion or change or role within their current organisation. External recruitment is the assessment of the current available pool of job candidates other than existing staff to ascertain if there are sufficiently skilled or qualified people out there to fill and perform existing job vacancies. External recruitment and employees may be obtained through traditional methods such as newspaper advertisements, online advertising, and referrals through recruitment agencies. Okay, they each have their advantages and disadvantages. Internal recruitment advantages, it's motivational for staff to see that there's development opportunity in the workplace. It builds commitment and loyalty. The business only needs to hire at a base level. Employees already know the culture, the operations, so productivity is maintained. It can lead to a succession of promotion opportunities in line with succession planning. Succession planning where you plan for one person to step up. Oh, that's my phone. I'll pause. And I'm back. I cannot remember where I was up to. Let's see. Succession planning. Okay. Internal recruitment advantages. Recognises and rewards staff for effort and achievement. It's cheaper than external recruitment. There's less chance of failure as staff are observed in operation. Their strengths and weaknesses are already known. The disadvantages for internal recruitment. It can reinforce negative culture. So if it's already a little bit of a negative workplace, not bringing in new blood or new ideas might be a negative thing. Can lead to rivalry for positions. So you might have co-workers both going for the same promotion. This could create some bad blood. Need established framework for training and merit-based appraisal system. So yeah, there'd have to be systems in place to look at who deserves to be promoted within the business. They would have to be set up in a way that everybody, all employees, felt it was a fair system. Often attracts a significant number of internal applicants, need to manage unsuccessful applicants who will be demotivated, can lead to poor working relations. So if you went for a promotion and didn't get it, that might change your attitude and the way that you work. And little value added, no new skills, so no new ideas coming in. Okay, external recruitment has advantages being that you have a wider applicant pool, you've got more people to draw from. New ideas, perspectives, and skills may produce better solutions to business issues in the future. Getting specific skills needed, so somebody that already has all the training required to do this job. Somebody internally may need some further training and development in order to take on a new position. Dilutes internal politics. So again, if there's a bit of bickering going on at work, it's bringing in somebody new who's not already part of whatever is going on. More diversity in employment, leading to more equal employment opportunities. So expanding the range of the type of people that are employed. Builds organisational brand through publicity. So just the fact that the job's being advertised means that the business is being brought to the attention of people, and can shape new employee to business. So yeah, somebody who's already in a job and been doing it the same way for a long amount of time obviously isn't going to want to make many changes. So bringing in somebody new, if something new is required, it's not as if they've already set in particular patterns and habits in the workplace, so new things can be more easily introduced. Okay, external recruitment disadvantages. Well, it's the risk of the unknown staff. You don't really know much about them. Loss of productivity in the initial phases of orientation and induction when they're learning the business, how it works. New employees may not fit the existing business culture and may not be accepted by internal rivals. Nobody likes the new guy. It does take a lot of time and effort, and there is the risk of legal claims if somebody feels that the hiring process was not done in an ethical manner or according to current legislation. How the world of work is changing. Okay, so a little video here just showing how things are changing, well, probably a little bit more through the introduction of technologies. Training and development. The clip attached is a little bit of a fun one. It is not actually South Park itself, but it's very South Park inspired, and it looks at the way that people can approach the idea of training and development. It's actually an interesting little clip, so please go to the Google Classroom, click on it, watch it. Training and development. Training aims to develop skills, knowledge, and attitudes that lead to superior work performance. Development is focused on enhancing the skills of the employee to upgrade their skills in line with the changing and future needs of the business. So training has many benefits. It includes having higher qualified staff, which leads to increased customer satisfaction and repeat sales, reduces the number of errors, improves the profitability of a business, encourages the employee to make a career in the business, which leads to increased retention, people staying on in the job, retain employees' knowledge and skill, increasing competitiveness of the business. The training process. Okay, so we need to determine the needs of the business, identify the skills shortages to fulfill those needs, and then develop training to meet the skills deficit. It's pretty easy. What does my cartoon say? I don't even remember. In an effort to boost sales, laptop computers have been given to every member of the sales force. That could be a problem given the recent cuts to the training budget. Meanwhile, in the field, and if you order today, I'll throw in this rectangular plastic thing. Okay, so showing there that giving employers new technology gadgets doesn't mean anything unless they are trained in how to use them correctly. Otherwise, a laptop becomes a rectangular plastic thing. Businesses will need to consider these options. So when it comes to training and development, what do we do? Do we invest in further in-house training and development? So do you have people actually on staff that are qualified to train people up? Should we recruit staff for specific skills? Do we retain experts who retire on a part-time basis? So somebody who's been with the business a long time, has a certain degree of expertise, is it worth keeping them on the books so that they can come in occasionally and help develop new staff? Retain women through flexible work structures such as telecommuting. Women mentioned here specifically because traditionally they are usually more involved in child raising, and so being able to be a little bit more flexible around issues of school drop-off pickup or children who are ill and can't attend school. Having flexibility for the female workforce is important. I think that's a little bit outdated, and I think it should be retain parents through flexible work structures such as telecommuting. Share staff with other firms or do work with other firms, so some insourcing. So similar to outsourcing, but if you're doing cross favors between two businesses, then we just call that insourcing. Outsource functions to specialist firms or agencies, even overseas. Sponsor overseas migrants for areas of major shortages. So let's say you have a business that needs somebody to be able to do X, Y, Z, and there's not very many people in Australia that have X, Y, Z knowledge. So is it worth getting overseas workers who have all this X, Y, Z knowledge to come over and do X, Y, Z job? Build networks or alliances with other firms with specialist skills or skills needed in the future. Okay, lots of things that a business needs to think about around the idea of training and development and recruitment kind of mixed in there together. Okay, so as technology develops, so does the needs of businesses. So it's vital that businesses take into consideration their future skills requirements by employing people with not only technological abilities, but who also demonstrate flexibility, a willingness to adapt to change, and who are receptive to the idea of receiving further training and development. And you've got a little clip there about the future of jobs. Okay, future skills. This is from a list from Forbes magazine of 10 jobs that didn't exist 10 years ago. This list is a little bit dated, but not too old really. So 10 years ago, there was no such job as an app developer, market research data miner. I don't know too much about data mining, but I think it's some of that stuff we looked at when we looked at Facebook, maybe using users' information for purposes other than which should have been intended. Educational or admissions consultant, millennial generation expert, a social media manager, a chief listening officer, cloud computing services, elder care. I think that one's been around for a while, but aging population as medicines and treatments develop, people are living longer, and so therefore there is a greater need in stuff that looks after old people. Sustainability expert and user experience design. Now, some of those are very computer based, and I know not much, but that's kind of the point. Things change as technology changes, and you need people who are able to move with those times. I'm barely holding on with this online stuff. All right, that's it for that one. Thanks, guys.